the farmers of Stormrock feared rebuilding on the plateau. As the farms grew in size and wealth began to accumulate, Stormrock started to attract attention from marauders and pirates. The decision was made to strengthen their defenses. Despite the fears of the townfolk, the plateau held strategic importance, and thus reconstruction on the plateau began. By this time, enough wealth had been accumulated to construct a castle and walls to serve as a bastion for the region. There was also ample wealth for the priests of Zephyra's chapel to increase their offerings to the goddess in the hopes of appeasing her, preventing any mother storms from occurring. As the walls were being completed, construction of an armory and a small fort began. Other buildings began to follow. By the time the walls were built, a small city had been born on the plateau. During this time, no mother storms appeared. It seemed that Zephyra approved of the work being done. Stormrock continued to grow. Old buildings were either replaced or upgraded. Soon, trade began to flourish, and shops were established to enhance the prosperity of the town. During these early days of the kingdom of Falsan, a decision was made to designate the city of Stormrock as the capital of the kingdom. More people moved into the city from the surrounding areas, resulting in the construction of additional homes and a further rise in prosperity for this coastal city. After a decade of growth, the Cathedral of the Storm's Voice was built, and additional offerings were made to the goddess of the west winds. It looked like Stormrock would endure, but darkness loomed on the horizon, and this time it was not a mother storm. Alright, so building this city, I wanted everything to be really tight and cramped outside of what's on the main stretch of the road. So you'll see here I have a lot of buildings either directly connected to each other or with very narrow tight alleys in between. So these 4 buildings are kind of the template I'm going to be working with for the whole city. The general style here is going to be on the main strip. There's going to be mostly shops with living quarters above, and then as you get off the main road, there are going to be more and more just normal homes. Maybe the occasional shop, but they're less common off the main road. In this build, we've got a stables, an apothecary, a Alturers Shop, and a general goods shop, and then just a normal building with 2 residences in it. And that's kind of the general flow again that I want to do as I keep doing these buildings. A little bit of shops, a little bit of, government buildings, but then some houses behind it all. So yeah, kind of simple here to start off, and I'm really kind of looking forward to how it's going to turn out. I'm really digging what this is. And as we approach the cinematic shots coming up, I just want to remind you to, please take the time to like, comment, subscribe. Also, give me more suggestions for what kinds of shops, what kind of builds may go in here. I'm always looking for more ideas, as there's quite a lot of space to fill up in this town. Anyways, thank you very much. I will meet you in the walkthrough after the cinematics. Alright guys, we're going to do a quick tour of these new houses we just built. Coming into the main strip here, you can see a little bit of stuff from the future. Please just ignore that. We'll get to that in our next video. But off to our left, after the entrance here, we've got our stables. So each stable's got a little bit of food, a little bit of, a little water bucket. This stable's pretty cool because, when you come in, you can see there's a little bit of damage to the roof. Is kind of one of the support beams fell down. That's kind of cool. I like a little environmental storytelling like that. Let's close this back up. All right. We got a little bit of clutter. The streets are a little bit layered. Some puddles of water here and there. That kind of small details are going to be everywhere throughout the town. Carts, clutter, the roads having little divots like that. All right, coming on in. This is the stable house. It's pretty cramped downstairs, a little cozy, a little cramped. You come around this corner here, we've got a little kitchen with a fireplace. Do a little bit of cooking, a little bit of, you got like a teapot here. Again, really cramped. They probably wouldn't actually spend a lot of time downstairs, because if you come upstairs, it's actually much more spacious. This is really where the family hangs out. They got the little writing nook, another fireplace that's still connected to the one below. Shares the same chimney and everything. Just a little bit of details and decor around. Nice double bed. Quite a nice upstairs, especially considering how cramped it is downstairs. We're going to come back around to the front, to the main street. They do have a little workshop, or shed here rather, that has some extra hay for the horses that stay there. One of the cool details, I think, is I put this tight little alley. There's going to be lots of little alleyways and side streets throughout this town. Obviously, the main street here is going to be wide enough for, 2 carts to travel and people to still go through them. There's going to be really tight, claustrophobic alleys, and then some side streets where, a cart could go through and a few people, but not as big as the main street. Yeah, it's just really kind of neat. I really like the details that you can see inside the shop here. Coming around the back, look, there's a little barrel with a little rat, because it's a little dank and dirty back here. Alright, we're actually going to go into this back house first. Oh look, you got a little clothesline. I thought that was kind of fun. This house is interesting because it's actually 2 homes in one building. You enter here into a main little foyer, leave your clothes, your boots, your jacket rather, not your clothes, but jackets, hang them up over here. This doorway is the first residence. It's one of those kind of smaller one-size-fits-all rooms, little kitchen dining area, and their little bed over here. Really nice fireplace. They do a lot of the cooking right here, and prepping the food over here. So really quaint, cozy. Going back to the foyer, over here we have just a little supply closet. Alright, so if we go up the stairs, you go into the second residence. They don't have a door into the main living area, but you can see here they've got a kitchen. This is the window that they have their clothes hanging on out, I believe. Hard to tell from this view here. Got a nice kitchen, little living area. The chair could be moved around to wherever they need it to be, whether it's at the table or maybe they're going to sit and hang out in front of the fire. And then in here is their bedroom. This bedroom is actually quite nice. I'm pretty sure it's like the same size as the entire residence downstairs. But, nice double bed, dresser, really nice wardrobe, or not wardrobe, but vanity over here, writing desk, everything you need. All right, let's go back downstairs. Oops. We're going to work our way back through the alley over here, back to the main street. Alright, so going down the main street, we have these 3 additional buildings. Each one of these is a shop with a house on top. That kind of traditional style. This first one is a Alturers Shop, clothing repair, alterations, that kind of a thing. If you go in here, you can see they sell all sorts of cloths. They sell some, templates, some blanks. Maybe it's a cloak with nothing in it. They sell all sorts of threads, needles, some plans for how to make certain things, anything you would need for doing alterations, as well as in the back they actually physically do alterations, so you could pay them to do the alterations for you. All right, going upstairs to their house, you got a really nice, humble kitchen, A little bit of a bookshelf over here on this side. And then in the bedroom, it's a pretty simple bedroom. We've got, the double bed over here. We've got a cradle and a little playpen for the baby. Really, really just quaint and cozy, but nothing too special at the same time. All right, now we'll go next door. Next door is the general goods store. In the general goods shop, we've got a couple of cool things. So we've got some weapons that you can buy that are actually made by the armory over here, which is, again, a future video, a little bit of a spoiler, I apologize. Pretend that doesn't exist. Yeah, they sell a little bit of weapons from the local armorer. They got some tools. You can buy some tools over here, woodworking tools, general tools, and then, random bits and bobs, scrolls, silverware, plates, all that kind of thing. Books, vases, you can buy a little bit of everything here. And then going upstairs to their living quarters, they've got a really, really nice living area, really nice table, really nice dining room. I really love the bookshelf slash, cabinet where they store some of their glassware and stuff. Really nice clock, and again, a really, really fantastic fireplace. Out here we've got a balcony that they can look out over the town in. Gotta pretend that's not there. But yeah, just hang out on the balcony, watch the people walking down the street, drink some wine. Next door to that, we have the bedroom. This is actually just a single person lives here that works at the general goods store. Again, kind of nice vanity, dresser, some flowers, and they got, of course, the flower garden outside the windows. Really nice. All right, moving right along to the next store that we have. This is actually one of my favorite buildings over here. It's this really cool, weirdly shaped T building that also has a cool tall tower. It's kind of a useless tower, but I think it's cool anyways. All right, so in here you can see this is the apothecary shop. So here you can buy various things in jars and bottles. You can buy herbs, you can buy, ointments, spices, anything that you need to make potions, to make ointments, salves, any of that kind of a thing. So this is really just a cool store in my opinion. They also will make things for you for a little bit of extra coin. Purchase the ingredients and then the time of them actually making it. So it's an apothecary shop, but they can make things for you if you don't have the skills to do so. We'll take this tower to actually go upstairs into the living quarters. The living quarters here are quite cramped, but also kind of nice. So we've got the little living area over here on the side, nice plant, really great view again throughout the windows, and then a simple kitchen. And then in the bedroom we have the, mom and dad sleep here, the owners of the shop. They've got some nice bookshelves, dresser. Over here we've got the kids area. They got a bunk bed, so they have 2 children. A chest for their toys. They have their own dresser, and then just random bits of bobs. And of course, the fireplace from downstairs connects to up here. And then the final bit of this house is that the tower does keep wrapping up and up and up. Gives you good views of the land around, and then you get to the top. You're greeted with a fantastic view that sees pretty far out. You can see much of the city from up here. And of course you can hang out, have a glass of wine, or whatever random spirits. Alright guys, well thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of this little part of the city. I think this opening area is turning out really cool. I really like how these buildings are crammed together. I really want lots of these tight alleys, but also smaller side streets throughout the whole way, the whole main strip, all the way down to the castle, to the church. Yeah, I will see y'all next time.